is your, looks like your carded Joes.
Yeah, some carded. These are the carded accessory packs. Battle Gear accessory packs 1 through 6 and the vehicle gear pack, and that is the complete set.
Okay.
That is the complete set of those, and my official dog tags. This is actually the dealer tag from the 1997 Hasbro G.I. Joe Toy Fair booth. So if you were working the table that day, you had this.
You ever had a decoder ring?
No. I don't think I really got into that kind of stuff. You know, when we are Pocket Patrol pack, really tough to find this on the card. That took forever. Some more boxes. This is the box for the headquarters. I've got the Hydro sled down there. The attack cannon.
Okay. We're going to move to this middle shelf because it's G.I. Joe. Then we'll come to the back side of this shelf because it's not G.I. Joe.
Yeah, those are just some of the carded figures. I used to have a much larger collection of these. Just trying to rebuild it again.
Yeah.
But again, very difficult now because the prices have gotten outrageous.
Yeah, and then on eBay, I see that they sell everything in bits and pieces.
Yeah,
just about.
They tear this stuff apart and sell it in chunks. And I hate that practice. This is why you always see like skeletons of G.I. Joe vehicles, because they tear it apart and they sell everything bit by bit instead of all together. I just kind of frown on that practice.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to even have this. You know, I've had some good luck and gotten some good deals. But you know, I'm not going to pay full price. I'll buy on a deal if I can find one. It's not as easy. But then, you know, we jump into the adventure team here. There's my adventure team helicopter, which is broken down in the box.
Okay. And then I see you got a V figure.
Yeah, V figure. And that's supposed to be what's his name. If you look at the face, I don't know how well you can see it.
Oh,
you recognize the character.
Yeah.
He was the collaborator.
They killed him off real fast. And then you have a...
And then they brought in his brother, who just happened to be a twin, which I don't understand how that works. Since
why they killed him off.
I don't understand how it can be a twin when they wear masks.
Yeah, well... Then you have your Star Wars speeder bike.
Oh, someone gave me that too. I wonder who it was.
I gave you that too.
Yes, you did. You don't remember?
No.
Oh my God.
Not Star Wars. I don't remember. I know I gave you a bunch of stuff. I try to give him stuff that he doesn't have.
Well, I remember.
To to help beef up his little collection since he lost so much.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
I appreciate it though. I do.
Commando.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a bigger deal than it was, and it's 8 figures, but there's several variations of those 8 figures, and then there's 6 6-inch figures, and then 3 15-inch figures, 2 of which are Arnold 16-inch figures, and 2 packs. You saw the 2-pack down there. This is actually a huge can of worms when you get into variations, and then they never made the show.
It's supposed to be a cartoon.
Yeah, I think they were going that direction. Like Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, Rambo had a show. Everybody's doing a show. Hey, we'll do one for Commando, and then they just kiboshed it, gave up, and so it never went anywhere. These are, again, I know I keep saying it. It is so tough to find these on the card, from any of the lines, because, like I said, even though there's only 8 primary characters, there's so many card variations. The 2-packs, the red cards, the 6-inch versions. Like, this is a red and a black and white version of the 16-inch figure, even. But fortunately, there's only one other one, the Ninja. There's like a 16-inch Ninja. Yeah, I didn't see a Ninja in Commando, but what do I know? But that's how it is.
Then you have Starcom
and
I have Mega Force.
Yeah, it's just a couple of random pieces, a couple of other lines I'd be interested in if I could afford to dive into it. I don't have an unlimited income. I got to do a lot of hustling to get what I have. Just looking for deals and doing trades and selling off extra pieces, or you upgrade like one of those Tonka Rock Lords that you saw just recently. I got a better looking version, so now I can sell the old one to recoup some of what I paid. that sort of thing. This is other stuff that I would collect if I could jump off. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Over here. That's from Leonard, and it's basically a knockoff of G.I. Joe's 3 3/4 inch line. But, you know, you get 7 figures on a card. And they also had like a strip where you had 3 or 4 figures. They did a lot of different things. This one's from 97, and Hasbro was no longer making G.I. Joes in that format at that time. But it's just cool to have.
Okay.
Oh, man. And one of my passions here, back to the Mattel Shogun Warriors. And these are the Jumbo Machinders, because they're all just a hair under 2 feet tall. The Jumbo Machinder lines is all 3 of the American versions of the Mazingas. And a handful of others. There's the Mattel Crusher. There's the Godzilla, 3rd version Godzilla.
And what about this spaceship?
Yeah, that is the 1975 Mattel Eagle 1. And that was actually a gift to the channel from one of the viewers, Lee in Canada, sent that to me. And that was a grail of mine. Very, very hard to find one of those Eagle 1s. And he sent it to me all the way from Canada. And this is Zaragon, and this is what you call a mini Jumbo Machinder, which is also by Mattel.
Okay. Now we see
Serpentor. Prime 1 Studios Serpentor, backed up by the Smurf. But the Serpentor also was a gift from my lovely wife. And then down there, I don't know if you want to get behind there now or later. But
I'll get back there, but we got 2, what's those, Cobra vehicles. I see a Cobra.
Yeah, a Rattler, and the other one
red.
there.
I don't know if is that a Cobra? Yeah,
yes,
I see
it is.
symbol.
And that vehicle also came out of that $4 box.
And then your prize and your pride and joy.
Yeah, I just got that recently at a show, and it took forever to find a complete Terrordrome at a show. And I've gone ahead and loaded it up with all of my loose Cobra figures there. Tried not to overdo it because you can get real cluttered in there. But it is complete. It is complete, including the paperwork and everything. And it's been a nightmare trying to track down a Terrordrome. I've been looking for years and just had a lot of problems. So I talk about that a lot in the video when I showcase it.
Now you just need a box.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have. I don't know where I'd put it.
No, just set it to the side.
Okay.
All right, we're going to move over to another section of your...
Oh, you're going to go behind the...
Oh, well, I guess I can do that now.
Yeah, if you want to. There's the just a couple of Matchbox Freddy Krueger pieces.
Oh, yeah.
The talking Freddy, and then the Max FX, which is actually not Freddy Krueger, but a stuntman with a Freddy Krueger outfit.
Okay, then we got these things down here. Oh, sorry.
Robot Man by Kenner, which were remarkably expensive for the time period. Well, I think they made them at like, what, 95 or 96? And if you can see that price tag, it's insane.
Let's see if I can zoom in. Uh-oh. I do that.
That's not the price tag.
Oh, no. Where is it?
On the,
Oh,
on
it's
the
on
other one.
Y'all don't laugh at me.
$22.99.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I know. They play music when you press their hearts.
Okay. And then we got this Our Game.
Yeah, Mego Our Game. I've got the vehicles and not the figures.
Okay, then we got some stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Down there on the bottom, I got some
stop it.
Mad and Cracked magazines. And those are courtesy of Johnny Future.
Yay, Johnny.
Who sent those to me.
And
then
we got another Silverhawk.
another Silverhawks. I just got that one recently. And that's Molecular. And then Super Dino Monsters, which is an American knockoff of Ultraman Sofubi figures from that time period.
Okay.
And they come in 2 sizes. This is the carded one, and there's a countertop display version of each of the same monsters. It's a little taller, but these are tough to find on the card. And then Mego Black Hole. I have just a handful. And then Mego Buck Rogers. We almost got all of the Mego Buck Rogers figures there.
Then we got more G.I. Joe.
Yeah, those are the Kmt Jewelry Sets that were made in 1982. And there's 8 pieces. I've got 4 of them.
Now, the jewelry sets, is that for the kid to wear or for the figures?
That's for the kids. Look how big that bracelet is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's for the children so they can pretend to be a Joe or whatever. But I know I keep saying it. Finding KMT carded jewelry pieces is extremely difficult.
All right. Now we're going to go over here in this corner.
Oh, Lord. A lot going on. I don't know how good the lighting is up there.
Well, you can see we at the black hole at the top.
And
we're going to cut this up. We're going to go over, down, and then, we'll stop. I'll tell you when I'm moving down. Black hole.
That is the complete deluxe black hole action figure set. Still in the boxes. And they're not, I know it looks kind of dark, but they're not all zombied out, is what they call it, when the faces turn completely gray. They look a little dark from this angle, but their color is actually pretty good. Okay.
We're moving down to, we're at the John Travolta, and we're moving over to Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah, this John Travolta is actually a Chem Toy doll from 1977. You see? Hey! But, and then look what they did. See, they just kind of reversed the same image. But, a lot of people think that this was by Mattel. It's not. It was made by Chem Toy.
Okay.
These were made by Mattel. That is the complete set of figures. And once again, we have repurposed the Sunshine family bodies, just like with the Space 1999 9-inch figures. Just gave them new heads and clothing. These cards, also, it's very hard to find these on decent cards because they're very flimsy. The cards are like cereal box cardboard.
Okay.
And I've got the classroom there. And there's only 2 other pieces in the set that I do not have. That is Barbarino's motorcycle. I don't know why he had a motorcycle. He never had one in the show. And there's a deluxe classroom that comes with the 5 figures already inside of it.
Oh. We're moving down here to the Archies.
The Archies by Mark's Toys, and I think that was 1975, I want to say. And they had a ton of outfits. I only have 2 carded outfits, but that is all 4 figures. And there's 2 Archies because the other one is a variant. And you can tell if you look at the clothing.
The pants look like it's a different color.
Yeah, the pants are a different color and texture. The sweater is a different shade of orange. And the packaging is also different because one has a twist tie around the legs and one has a plastic strap.
Does that make it a variant, or could it be that, over 40, 50 years, it just could be fading?
No, I mean, you can see the pants are even a different texture. But he's not faded. But it is a variant, but it's not significant. I just kept it. He was part of a lot, and it was different enough that I said, I'll just keep it. And then I've got the case. This is sealed, but this is the case that the clothing would go in if you bought all the outfits. I'm not looking for the rest of the outfits, really. I would take them if I found them really cheap, but I'm not hunting outfits. But I am looking for the jalopy, because they did make the jalopy.
Okay. We're moving down to Chatter Chums.
Yeah, I love these. Not worth a fortune, but hard to find in working condition. Mattel Chatter Chums, and they made them from like the early 70s up to about 81 or 82. Ended with the Smurf line. They reissued the 76 and 78 versions in red in the 80s. And then you see when they got the Smurfs, they reduced the size of the box. These are the mid-70s versions. And then the original versions were actually on cards. And I'm missing from the original set just the Pink Panther. And these were done in multiple languages. Like you see, this one speaks French. So they have English, French, Spanish, and Italian speaking versions.
Oh, wow.
And there's the Pink Panther. The carded ones are harder to find than the boxed ones, but people prefer the boxed ones, I guess, because they display better. The Pink Panther is really tough, but there's the Grail is the Winnie the Pooh, which I do not have. And for obvious reasons, it's extremely expensive and very difficult to come by.
Moving down, we got Burger King. I don't know how well y'all can see it. Let me back up.
Get under there a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Magical Burger King. And he is like a 20-inch plush doll. He was made by Knickerbocker. It's one of the last things that Knickerbocker did before they went under. And he's just a doll with a big vinyl head, and he does magic tricks. And then a couple of talking Pee-wees there.
Okay. Then we got some Bozo the Clown and Pee-wee's. What is that? That Pee-wee Matchbox.
Yeah, that's Magic Screen.
Oh, okay.
It's my only carded figure from Pee-wee. Couple of Food Fighters there.
And
my
Playmobil.
Yeah, my Playmobil Knights set, which I had as a child.
McDonald's.
Yeah, Remco McDonald's, one of my favorite lines. Which they're basically 12th scale McDonald figures. That's the entire set, including the play set. And this is a sealed box. Absolutely one of my favorite lines, and again, it is complete.
And I see a bunch of Smurfs.
Yeah, rows of 80s Smurfs there. Couple of odds and ends, like you see that once upon a time when you went to McDonald's, you got an actual coffee cup. My manager's telephone, that is a telephone.
Yeah.
Some prizes. This is a Burger King Piccolo prize. Bad Case of Worms from Mattel. Ideals, the Chipmunks action figures.
I remember Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
And then the girls, the Chipettes.
The Chipettes. You had to give them some females. Grey Gory down here with pumping blood action by Mattel. The vampire bat you love to hate, as the commercial said. Very desirable piece and very difficult to find, especially with the box. One of my favorites down here, the Deluxe Reading Battle Wagon, and probably the oldest toy in here. I believe they made those in 1961, and they were sold in supermarkets at Christmas.
Oh.
And this is a functional model. Because, let me see, where is the thing? If I can remember where the switch is. Everything on this does work. The pieces all fire, and the driving mechanism is still functional for rolling the system back and forth. And it's not complete because it's missing the radar dish. But this is, that's still a really cool toy. Firing rockets and launching aircraft and all sorts of things that it does. They just don't build them like this anymore.
See, you got your little Michelo Clock.
Michelob? Marlboro.
Oh, where you got Michelob from?
I don't know. I had that clock as a child. That was a gift that somebody gave to me. And I used to hide money in it. Because this comes off. This plate comes off, and I used to hide my money under there. And this is not my actual childhood one, but I went out and found it again, and this one had never been used. See, the calendar is even still bound on the back there. 1981. No one ever used it. Well, it's getting used now.
Then you see you got your Sesame Street lunchbox.
I don't have very many things like that. You have a lot of lunchboxes. I don't have too many.
gave you that one.
Yeah.
To for your little
Blend
set. And what's this space crawler?
Yeah, Major Matt Mason. just a space crawler piece from the 1967 Major Matt Mason line, which was a bendy action figure series.
Okay.
And I don't have any more pieces from that anymore. I used to have an extensive amount of them.
Okay. We're over here to Fat Albert in the game.
Yeah. And those are the Tedro Fat Albert figures from like 1982, I think. And that is the complete set of carded Tedro Fat Alberts. Because it's only been done a couple of times. It's only 3 times that figures have been made. 4 if you count the, I think it was Arby's made 4 Happy Meal prizes or 4 meal prizes. And they're really not even action figures because they're obviously figurines. They don't move.
Okay. We're back at Archie. You have another set. Well, let's look at this Fat Albert first, since it kind of goes, and then we'll look at the Archie.
Yeah, and those are the 1971 Chem Toy Fat Albert, and that is the complete set there.
Okay.
And they came loose in a countertop display or carded. Carded versions are extremely difficult to come by.
Now I see you got another set of Archie, and this one is different because it's yellow, and the figures are smaller.
Yeah, that's because these are made by Mattel, and they were done a year after the Marx ones in like 1976. Based, of course, off the Archie, both of them are based off the Archie Saturday morning cartoon series by Filmation.
Now, we watched it. I don't see the boy with the part in his hair. What was his name?
What boy with the... Oh, Reggie?
Reggie.
Yeah, they didn't make Reggie.
And I don't remember Sabrina. It was Veronica and the other girl. What was her name?
Veronica and
Betty.
Betty, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so they didn't make Reggie.
No, they never made Reggie.
Yeah.
They only made 4 figures. And this time around, Sabrina the Teenage Witch cartoon was out.
Okay.
So they swapped her in. And these are like rag dolls, really. They're not even figures.
Yeah, I see.
Those are more like figures.
These got the vinyl head and the cloth body.
Yeah.
Okay. We're up again to Sucker Man.
Yeah, another one of my favorites, the Mattel Sucker Man line. And that is the complete line. There is a red version of the carded. A green version of the carded. As well as a red one. And then you have these. These are the traditional ones. Black, red, and green. And there are variations in how deep or how rich the color is. Some are more translucent, some are darker. I don't think it really matters. And the glow-in-the-dark one, which came out later and is the hardest one to find in this set. And there's also Japanese versions, which are on smaller cards, and they have different colors, like blue and yellow.
Okay. We're up here to Buck Rogers. I don't know if you're going to see that at all. But... there's Buck Rogers.
Yeah, Draco and Buck Rogers, and that Buck Rogers is signed by Gil Gerard.
And it's small Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, a walkie-talkie.
Walking Tweaky, which is signed by Silva, the actor who was in the suit.
And Big Jim.
Yeah, some Big Jim stuff. Very little in the way of Big Jim.
All right. Well, let's move back down. We got some more big Ronald toy.
Yeah, Hasbro, Ronald McDonald, and he, it's just a Ronald McDonald doll. It's just cool.
Does he talk?
No, he does not talk, but he does blow his whistle.
Oh, okay.
Put the whistle in his mouth and squeeze his stomach. He will blow that whistle.
What are these rag dolls?
What rag dolls?
The one down here.
The teddy bear precious. Down there with the little dog. That is my childhood teddy bear.
Oh, wow.
I still have him. And that dog is his dog.
Yeah.
And then the other bear and dog are like a minty clean version of the same bear and dog that I just happened across at like thrift stores and stuff. And so it keeps them company. And then of course
Elmer
Fudd there in his little bag made by Dakin. R. Dakin made a bunch of these vinyl figures. And this is a mint condition Elmer Fudd still in his bag. They made these in the 70s.
Okay. Now, it looks like this is all products.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ad icon stuff down here.
Mm-hmm.
You see various vinyls and play sets and things like that. The Hawaiian Punch and Bozo the Clown Hasbro Bank was down there. And the Snoopy Copter, which is very rare. That thing is still sealed from the 70s. The Child Guidance hand puppets. I've got a couple of those.
Mm.
The Sesame Street, like Fisher-Price, little peg people. Which I'm a fan of these as well. I wish I had more of that stuff.
Mm.
Tree Tots. Probably one of the few existing sealed Tree Tot items left in existence. A carded Chemtoy Fat Albert.
Okay, then we got the familiar places.
Play School Mcdonald's play set, and then Child Guidance Kentucky Fried Chicken. You can't beat it. That's awesome.
Some
and then
Captain Crunch.
Hidden in the Captain Crunch banks, and Keebler the Elf vinyl, and another Hasbro Mickey Mouse bank that's still sealed.
Let's see if we can see. We have Mr. Rogers and the Roach from Raid.
Yeah, there's a Roach, and here's a big one down there. That's the remote control one. I don't know. You can't see it. You'd have to get down there to.
Let me see if I can go on the other side and see.
It's a remote control version still
I
in
can
the
see
box.
it. Yeah, you can see
And
it.
he's just an advertising promo.
Mm-hmm.
The neighborhood trolley and the 2 of 3 hand puppets. I'm still missing Lady Elaine Fairchild still in the box. Any of the ideal Mr. Rogers stuff is next to impossible to find.
They didn't do a lot of Mr. Rogers.
No, he only authorized it once and then pulled it. So they only made it the 1 year, and the play set is, I mean, I've only ever seen loose pieces from the play set ever. Oh, you're looking at the Pillsbury Playthings.
Yeah.
Vinyl dolls and figures.
Now, I know you said that this was an extensive piece because these are a family. It's not just random pieces. They're actually a family.
Yeah, there's a whole family of characters. Like you have Poppy, which is Poppin's wife. Mm-hmm. So, and these are, 2 different years. This is an earlier version. This is like 74 and 75, and you can see the packaging differences. Mm-hmm. And then the loose versions, these 2 are the most common and the easiest to find, still sealed. Mm-hmm. The hand puppet, and there's also a Poppy I don't have. The vinyl playhouse with the finger puppets. The
these are the little kids down
Poppin
here.
and his pals, yeah, they have little children and little pets. And Grandma and Grandpa, 2 years, different packaging variations. There's still a few pieces I don't have, but the deeper you get into this, the more expensive it gets. I know they have like Uncle Rolly, I think his name is, and he comes in a little Poppin car. Mm-hmm. In the box, it's like almost $1,000.
Oh my!
It can get real expensive.
We're over here on Sesame Street.
Another of my favorite lines, of all things, I know. But this is I believe it's 1982 Knickerbocker Sesame Street 1/12 scale figures. They only made 4. And again, really hard to find those still sealed in the packages. I did a showcase on these actually by request some months ago. But they're not worth a whole hell of a lot. I feel like it should be worth more, but I love having them though because it reminds me of that era of Sesame Street.
Yeah. Okay. Ultra Max, Mighty Max.
Mighty Max, the Maximum Man, and that is Tommy's attempt to ride the coattails of the Bionic Man from Kenner and their success. And they went all in with it, making it look like something from Diaclone or Micronauts by making the whole thing like this cybernetic system where you can actually unscrew all these parts and reconfigure his body and stuff and attach them to a little car. It's a motorized vehicle. There's a lot going on there. And I believe that was done in, 77 or 78? Interesting toy.
Okay, we're moving up. Okay, first we got the JJ
God, yeah.
from Good Time.
15-inch tall JJ doll made by Shindana. And they also made a talking pull string doll. They made two. Well, they made one, but he's in two different types of packaging. I don't have the pull string talkers from Shindana, but I do have JJ Evans there.
Okay, then we got little Lulu and the Camel Kids.
Well, you kind of have to start from Charlie.
Okay, Charlie Tuna.
Going across to the end of the Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and then coming down, these are the product people. Okay. And this is the first wave from Charlie Tuna to the blue boxed Pop Kellogg's is the first wave -1. I have every product people item in the box except for Frankenberry from the General Mills line. I haven't seen one for sale in years, and I check every day on eBay. They're extremely expensive, the first wave, especially the General Mills figures. For example, I think it's now 16 years I've been trying to finish this set. The Trixx Rabbit that I have here is the only one I've ever found for sale in the box. You can find them loose. But this is the only one I've ever found for sale in the box. The Boo Berry is one of 2 I've ever seen in that whole time. That's how tough these are. For some reason, though, the Snap, Crackle, and Pop is a lot more common. And then it goes across to the Jolly Green Giant. And the Jolly Green Giant starts wave 2.
Okay.
And then you have another Snap, Crackle, and Pop in yellow boxes. And these are actually pretty... You can find these. You know, they pop up every once in a while, and always as a set of 3. I rarely see them separate. Little Lulu is tough, and I don't know how she fits in as an advertising icon, but there she is. And then the Campbell's Kids, which are the least expensive of all of this line, because they made so many of them. Some of you might not be old enough to remember in the 70s. 60s, really, 60s, 70s, and 80s, there was a huge push of merchandise with the Campbell Kids. So there's a ton of these.
We're moving up to Mark and Mindy.
Mark and Mindy. I've got the 2 9-inch figures, and there you see the Sunshine family bodies again.
Oh, okay.
So Mork and Mindy, talking Mork, or rather the backpack talks. And yes, he was supposed to be packaged upside down. People usually reverse this, and you have the pack down here and his head up in the window, and that's wrong. He slept upside down on the show, hanging in the closet.
Yeah.
So this is how he was packaged. That's why he's swearing right here, because that's actually a cuss word in his language.
Yeah, because she's even looking at him.
Why are you standing on your head? But people always box him upside down after it's been open for some reason. I don't have the Jeep. The Jeep is real tough to find, and the Jeep is also a retooling of a Big Jim Jeep. 3 3/4-inch figure on the card. The Fisher-Price toy lunch kit. And I had one of these as a kid. And then the Shindana, almost the complete Shindana 9-inch action figure line. Because I'm missing... there's a variant of this outfit, which was, they ran out of OJ outfits, but they had more OJ dolls. So they took Dr. J's clothes and they scraped the dot. They scraped the dot and the R off so that it looked like it said OJ, and put those outfits on this figure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The variants, some people try to charge a fortune for it. It's really not that big of a deal. But there's also the Slade Secret Agent, which was a bootleg, and Shindana got into a lot of trouble for it because it was a bootleg of Richard Roundtree from Shaft, and he got pissed off, or the studio did anyway. And then there's Action Wanda. Anyway, as I was saying, we had a little flub because of the camera battery there. But there's also the Action Wanda, which is a female in the scale, and she comes in a card just like this one, and she's wearing a flight suit and a parachute.
Now I see you got the autograph.
Yeah, that is
of
signed.
OJ.
That is official. autographed by OJ.
And I see
the
some
Juice.
MASH up there.
Yeah, those are Durham again. And those are 1969 Durham figures. They only made 2.
MASH was out in the 60s?
Yeah, the movie was.
Okay, when did the TV show come out?
In the 70s.
Okay, because I remember the show.
Yeah, but those 2 figures, 9-inch figures based on the film.
Okay.
And they only made the 2. Not terribly valuable, but not easy to find on decent cards either. And then the MASH medical kit, and this is from 1977, made by HG, I think it was, HG Toys. And that's a nightmare to find still sealed. The little kid's medical kit. I had one when I was a kid, got it from Woolworths. And ran across it again in like an antique shop in the early 90s and grabbed it, and I still got it.
Okay. I see some Hardy Boys.
Yeah, those are the only 2 Hardy Boys, so that is the whole set from Kenner. Joe and Frank Hardy, a.k.a. Sean Cassidy and Parker Stevenson, who were good singers and terrible actors. The girl who played the Nancy Drew on that show was a great actor, and you can't tell because of how bad these 2 were. But I remember watching that show when I was a kid, and if those bodies look familiar, they were retooled to make the Deluxe 1978 Star Wars figures, the Han Solo and Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
And Mego's Laverne and Shirley. Lenny and Squeaky, Laverne and Shirley, the only thing good about those is the card art. But, yeah, they are terrible, especially the girls are really ugly dolls. But classic television show 12-inch or 12.5-inch actually action figures. I don't think Squiggy was that tall. He was actually pretty short on the show.
Yeah.
But part of TV history, so I appreciate them. And a rack toy of Laverne and Shirley there. I don't have a lot of rack toys, but they are really popular. Rack toys have come into their own a lot in recent years. And, that's just the bowling. Oh, they just take any old crappy toy like you saw that was a bowling set and just put a picture from the show on it. No, look, now it's Laverne and Shirley. And they did a lot of that kind of stuff back in the days. You remember, we're old enough to remember, and some of you watching might be old enough to remember when, you go to the supermarket and they'd have a hanging wing rack. They still do that in supermarkets, but not so much. But there's a clip hanging down the side and they have some junk hanging on it, yo-yos or whatever. Captain America yo-yo, Captain America harmonica, or something that just doesn't make any sense. A-Team wallet. That you could just buy a little shut-up toy for the kid, 79 cents, and here, I'll get this for you, Jimmy. Whatever. But, I mean, that's pretty much... You've gotten a glimpse, I guess, of pretty much everything that I've got sitting out on my half of the room. And the room is like 30 by 15. And, of course, LPH and I have divided the room right down the middle. So 15 feet is mine and 15 feet is hers, going in her direction for her collecting nuances, if you will. But this is what I have out over here. Just a handful of things are complete, like, the Mattel Archies is complete. The Tedro Fat Albert is complete. Remco, McDonald's. Most of what's out here is not complete. Even if it's, like I said, with the... product people, I'm literally only missing one. And there's other lines like G.I. Joe that I don't know if I'll ever be able to complete it. It's gotten so expensive. Plus there's foreign variants, and the variants are different enough that it would be worth getting if you could. But it's gotten so expensive and it's so extensive, I don't know if I'll ever finish it. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Okay, so we have one more section for David that we're going to film, and we'll go look at that. Okay, we're back on part 2 of the toy tour, or the Open by Chance tour.
Rarely seen second room.
Yeah, and this part wasn't on the tour before.
No.
Because it's so dark. And actually, we fixed the lighting. It's still dark.
Yeah.
But we want to show this area. So we're going to go through it. It's not a big section. David has this, and then you'll see the rest of it in my portion.
Yeah, because a lot of this is her pops and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of pops also, but I don't really have any on display.
Yeah.
Mine's are still, the ones I've got are packed.
And he sold a lot of his.
I did
but
sell a
we're
bunch.
not going to talk about that. So first we have, these are Gentle Giants?
Yeah, the Gentle Giants G.I. Joes. And I like Gentle Giants. The problem, of course, is being able to display them because of how big they are. And they're scaled up. The whole concept behind Gentle Giant is that when you were a little kid, that's what it felt like, getting your hands on one of these. Mm-hmm. They only had 4 G.I. Joes. I got 3 of them. The other one is like Grunt, and he's a convention exclusive, and he came at a Foot Locker, and he's like stupid expensive. So I haven't been able to track that down. But I've got these 3. I actually had a bunch of Star Wars ones, and I ended up selling them because there was no way I was going to be able to get as many as Gentle Giant made. Gentle Giant must have made like 60 Star Wars like this. And I was like, nah, I'll never be able to do it.
Okay.
And then I've got a couple of Secret Wars up here also, because they did Secret Wars and Superpowers in that same format, this oversized package. And these 2 are actually a gift from LPH.
Yay.
LPH gave these to me.
Yeah, I had bought him a bunch of Gentle Giants and from Amazon, and they shipped and were destroyed.
Yeah.
And we had to send them all back.
I think we ended up returning 3.
Yeah.
They were just crushed.
Yeah, they came just in the box. This thing just in a box.
Yeah.
And it was crushed. The plastic part was cracked and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
you just, not in a way that you could really work with it or fix it.
Yeah. So we're moving down to this first shelf.
Yeah, and that is a row of Build-A-Figures, and it actually kind of ends here and then goes the start of it is over by the Hulkbuster right there. Hopefully you can see all of those clearly, but those are all Build-A-Figures, mostly Marvel and some DC, and a lot of these actually came from Warren. My son Warren sent me a couple of boxes of Build-A-Figures complete. And of course, he owns Nerdtastic Plastic in Illinois and does toy shows and toy deals. But yeah, I don't collect Marvel Legends per se. Hold on.
Hold on, I stepped on the plug for the light. So we'll fix that. But go ahead,
There we
keep
go.
talking.
I don't collect Marvel Legends because there's tons and tons of them, but I do collect the Build-A-Figures. Although it looks like a lot, it's not that much because there's probably hundreds of them. Especially when you factor DC, and then you have McFarlane's doing it and all of that. The Ghostbusters, that's actually from Ghostbusters Plasma series, the Terror Dog.
Yeah.
And Apocalypse here is sitting on a Christmas ornament courtesy of Edwin.
Okay.
And these are actually
okay.
Tamashii Nations from Bandai, and they're like samurai realization, or classic Japanese realization, because these are more like ninjas of Marvel superheroes. They did it with Star Wars also. I don't have any Star Wars ones, but that's most of the Marvel set. I'm missing 2. I don't have Deadpool or the Wolverine.
Okay.
And then Mezco. And I've actually gotten rid of, well, not this one. That's not Mezco. That's, who made him? I forget. But he's actually better quality, even though he's not an official company. Mezco, I've actually thinned out a little bit. I've sold a few recently. Just trying to prioritize them, because Mezco's really hit or miss. I didn't just want to have a cluster of just all Mezco.
Yeah.
When some of them really aren't very good. So they're kind of hit or miss. I think I said that. They'll knock it out of the park with one. Like Conan is really well done. Space Ghost is really good. The Popeyes, like this is the Stormy Seas set, is a really decent set. Things like that. You know, I like the Dark Side. But then other ones that they've done, they're really not very good. They don't look good. They're not good quality. So I don't stand 100% behind Mezco, but they do have some decent ones.
Okay.
I just thinned it out recently.
All right, we got something under here.
Yeah.
See if we can get under there.
There's Stan Lee from Mego. That was courtesy of Edwin too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skeleton Warriors. Those are from Justice Curry, and the Skeleton Warriors is some of the few actual vintage things that are out here. I used to have the whole set, but now I just have those 3, and I have to keep an eye out for the rest. Here's LPH. My one rock candy. LPH. And I think it looks like her. Hot Toys Stan Lee, Hot Toys Terminator, and Neo. Neo, probably one of the better Hot Toys that were made. And the Ghost Rider there is a Sideshow exclusive Ghost Rider. They made 2. That's the limited edition version in the blue leather.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think looks better than the other one anyways. And then my QMX Star Trek, I only have 4 of them because they canceled my pre-orders on the other ones.
Yeah, you were going on about that.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed off. And then now another company's making them, and I don't know if I want to keep going because they're expensive. You know, the Star Treks are cheaper than most of the other 6-scale figures right now. Still under $200 mostly, but it's up there.
Yeah.
Big Chief Studios, Captain Scarlet, and then of course the John Pertwee 3rd Doctor. Fantastic sculpt on the head on that one. Mm-hmm. Really good detail on the clothing too. It had its pluses and minuses, but I thought they did a good job despite the fact that it was delayed for over a year at least. And I got a little bit of a gap here because there's a couple more things coming that I wanted to make space for, but 3-0, the Fullmetal Alchemist 2-pack, which I think 3-0 really did a great job on those too. And then, of course, the Mondo Masters of the Universe. Mm-hmm. All of these are deluxe versions. They're the Mondo exclusive versions that came with the extra pieces. And I really like them, although and I've done a review of all of these, except for the Hordak. It looks alright, but I was really kind of disappointed with how Hordak came out, especially after they had done Merman, which was amazing, and the Man-at-Arms are some of the more recent ones, and then they do this, and you'd have to see the review to see what I'm talking about, but he just like literally falls apart. What little of him does move. I was shocked at how he came out, as much hype as there was about that figure. But for the most part, I like the Mondo Masters figures.
All right.
And then down here, some old Toy Biz Marvel Legends, just a couple of them there. I think those are the Toy Biz Marvels, aren't they? I forget.
I got you these.
Yes, you did. LPH gave me those too. And then I have a few of the Diamond Selects. I used to have a whole collection of the Diamond Select Hulks. I sold a bunch because, quite frankly, it's hard to display. They're really big. They're really delicate, especially with this like wraparound folding bit of cardboard that's just kind of glued to the package. It's too easy to damage them, and I kind of thinned that out. My one lone Hikari, which I like the Hikaris, and I think that they had a lot more potential than they were given credit for.
Yeah, they got some good ones.
Yeah, and that of course is Bosk from Star Wars. It's the only Hikari I have. LPH got a bunch.
Yeah. I have a bunch of Hikaris. I want one more. I just never. Yeah, I usually forget about it, but.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then this piece right here. That's a unique piece. That's actually a gift from Rolo. Yeah, from Masters Maniac Mexico on YouTube. And the story goes, and I don't remember the name of the artist. Was it Miguel?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember the name. But basically, this is a prototype for a 9-inch Mandalorian figure, and they didn't go for it. They didn't go with this design, and there were 3 existing prototypes. 1 was with the artist and 2 were with the manufacturer, and the manufacturer disposed of the other 2. So this is the last one, and he gave it to Rollo, but then Rollo sent it to me. And so and he comes with these other pieces. And the only one left, Lone Survivor.
Then we have these.
Yes, and these are the Living Toys Croft Superstars, and this is also vintage technically because I believe they were made in 2000. But was it 2000?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember
but
now.
these were gifted for the channel.
Yeah, these Grundy gave this to us for the channel, and this is the 2000. I was right, but this
Which was 22 years ago.
Yeah, so it's technically, I believe, vintage. Vintage is 20 years, right?
I don't know.
And antique is 100, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's the complete set, and he sent this to me, and of course it meant a lot at the time because I had a set of these. This is part of the collection that was stolen, so I was like, wow, that is fantastic, because he didn't know that, you know. And then he just happened to send this set, and I'm like, holy crap, you know, I forgot I had these. And it's just nice to have them again, you know, being a fan of the old Saturday morning live action Croft stuff. And aside from the stuff that's packed up, that's pretty much it. You know, I have some things in totes or whatever that I haven't got displayed or I don't have space for or whatever. You know how it goes. But this is what I have out here.